y'all, and welcome to episode 76 of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. My name is Kay, and this is my podcast where I chat about all of my knitting, sometimes crocheting and other crafts as well, but mostly knitting. Today I've got a lot to chat with you about. I have a new design to share with you, as well as some information on another new design that's coming out. I've got some finished objects, some works in progress. I have made a good bit of progress on my Rhinebeck sweater. 2 weeks from today is when I leave, so I should probably get that done. But we're going to chat about the progress that I have made. So go ahead and grab your beverage of choice. I've got just a little bit of coffee left to finish off here, so let's get started. Hope you guys are settled in with your knitting and ready to chat today. So first, I'll let you know where you can find me. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady, and there is a group on Ravelry for this podcast. If you hit the groups tab and search Crazy Sock Lady podcast, it's going to pull it up. That's where knit-alongs, there's some giveaways, swapless swaps, anything like that. There's always a lot of stuff going on over there in the Ravelry group, and you can find out all of the information over there. I'm going to put links to all of these places right down below this video here on YouTube. So if you don't feel like searching, all you have to do is click down here below, and all those links are going to be right there for you, as well as show notes for this episode, links to things that we chat about. All of that will be right down below. So, okay, first off, guys, our spring and summer sock cal ended. It's done. There were so many socks. I think there ended up being like 1,600 and some finished socks. What? That is insane. That is awesome. That makes my sock loving heart so happy. Thank you to everybody that participated in that. It was so fun to see those finished socks be put up in there. I went through yesterday and I got all of the prizes out, picked winners for all of the prizes. There's a lot. And I have the giveaways from the Yarnable unboxing video, giveaways for episode 74 and 75. So many giveaways. I'm not going to put them on this video. What I'm going to do is record a second video, and it should go up around the time that this goes up. So keep an eye out for that if you participated in any of those knit-alongs or giveaways. And be sure to watch the video to see if you won and get your information to me so that I can get your prize to you. But that was so much fun to do. Right now we have no knit-alongs going on, so let me know if there is a knit-along that you would like for me to do here on the podcast and in the Ravelry group. I don't know. I don't know what to do next. So let me know down below this video what you would be interested in seeing for a knit-along next. Other than that, in the Ravelry group, we do have a couple swapless swaps going on right now. We have one with Organized Chaos is the yarn dyer for that one. And that one, the money and the signups, all of that closes up on October 15th. And then we have Bridgefield Fiberworks, and that one closes on November 15th. What the swapless swaps are, if you're not familiar with those, you receive 10 40-yard minis from the yarn dyer that's listed for that month. And the prices vary from $35 to $45. It depends on where it is shipping to. So head over, I'll link those down below if you're interested in getting some minis for any of your scrappy projects. For Design Talk today, I have a couple of things to chat with you guys about. This is the first time I'll be announcing this. Goodness, words. I'm just so excited that the words are not coming out correctly. First thing, I am so excited to announce, I haven't announced it here on the podcast yet, that I am going to have a pattern in Amber of Maker's Haven's next book and yarn box. So this is for her In Light of Luna book. This is the sequel to On Luna Time, the book that she came out with previously, and I loved that book. I did the book and yarn box for that one, and I loved the story. I loved every part of the book and yarn box, all of the little goodies, the yarn. It was so much fun to go through all of that. It really made the story come to life. So I was just so honored that Amber asked me to do this, that she trusted me to kind of bring her story to life in a pattern. I'm just so honored. I love Amber. We've been good friends for a while. yeah, I'm just so honored that she asked me to do this, and I had so much fun doing it. It is something that I'm not going to give it away because it is going to be a secret and it'll be in the book and yarn box, but it's something I've never done before. And I loved doing it. I loved the entire process of it. I've had so much fun knitting it up. I'm actually knitting it up for the second time right now. I'm knitting it in the yarn that'll be in the book and yarn box. And the yarn is stunning and it goes perfectly with the pattern. It's just, I love it so much. So yes, I'm going to link down below Amber's shop. She does still have some book and yarn boxes available. So you can head over, like I said, the pattern will be available in the box. There'll be a download code for you to download the pattern in the box is how it'll work. And then Amber's going to have a make along. You don't have to knit for the make along, but she's going to have a make along for the book. So you could certainly do the pattern with the yarn if you wished. And then also once the make along starts, I will have the pattern up for sale for anyone that didn't get the book and yarn box but wants to participate in the make along as well. That pattern will be up and available for you guys then. More information to come on that obviously, but I wanted to let you guys know the book and yarn box is available. I'll link it below if you guys are interested in purchasing that. It's just so much fun to get that book and yarn box. Everything's inspired or has to do with the book. I really loved how she put the last one together, so I'm sure this one will be amazing as well. The second thing for design talk today is a new pattern that is out now, and this is the Spread the Love Fingerless Mitts. Thank you, Tanya, for the name for this. I was struggling on a name, and Tanya said that it should be Spread the Love because of my morning spoon. So thank you so much, Tanya, for helping me with that name. This is a cabled fingerless mitt. Here they are on. The yarn that I used for this is by Allison of Lofty Loops in her Merlot colorway. And I think it's on her Lofty sock base, which is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon blend. And this is, I knit the large size and I still use less than 50 grams of yarn. So there are two sizes and this is the largest size. I loved seeing my testers knit this up in all different kinds of yarn. There was some speckled and some tonals. I love the cables that go down the front of this. They're a lot of fun to create and I think they just give it such a classic cabled knit look. The pattern for these, it does have instructions for your thumb gusset that you create, and there is also a video tutorial showing you how to do the sewn bind off that I recommend in the pattern. So I did a tutorial for that to show you guys how I did that, and there's going to be a coupon code for you guys if you head over. I'll link the Ravelry and Etsy shop down below, and the code is good in both places. It is LOVE15, and that will get you 15% off. And that code is good until this coming Sunday. What is the date this coming Sunday? October 6th will be the last day that that code is available to use. So head over and grab the pattern if you're interested. These are going to be my fingerless mitts that I take to Rhinebeck this year. So crossing my fingers that it's actually cold enough to be able to wear them. We shall see. But I hope that you guys enjoy that pattern. I really, really loved creating that one for you guys. All right, now some finished objects. I think that was it. Let me double check. Yes, I think that was it about designs. Finished objects. I have 3 today, but I'm going to be inserting photos of 2. One, because I was impatient to give one of them to its recipient, and 2, the recipient was impatient to get them, so for the second one. So the first finished object, these are the socks that I knit for my neighbor's daughter, for Lila, and these I did out of Knit Picks Felici in the hibiscus colorway. That's the main color, and then the heels, toes, and cuffs I did Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in the Dove Heather colorway. My favorite gray ever, I think. I knit those on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needles, and I did 52 stitches cast on for Lila. She is in kindergarten, she's 5, so they fit her perfectly, Stephanie said, and she really loves them. Now, that's the one that I was impatient to give them to her. They were done, they were sitting here. I was just very excited to gift them to her. And the second one are Wyatt's socks, and he was impatient to get those. So they're actually, I almost went and grabbed them, but I just washed them this morning and they're still a little wet, just they're damp drying. So I didn't grab them and bring them down, but I will insert a photo. And these ones I knit on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. 56 stitches is what I cast on for these. And the yarn is Lolo Did It in Hippos for Thanksgiving is the main color. And then the gold that I just kind of threw in there is some stripes and different things. That's just a mini that I had lying around. I am not sure where it came from. So that is the second finished objects. And I'm remembering I have 4 to show you today. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this next one. And then I'm going to have to go grab the other one because I forgot to bring it in here. And it's a very big one, so I don't know how I forgot to bring it in here. The third finished object that I have today are my September Desert Vista Dye Work socks. So I've been doing her knit along every month, and these were the September ones. I cast these on when we went to Flagstaff, my knit group, and these were kind of my vanilla knitting for that weekend. I worked on these, Lila's socks, and I worked on my Rhinebeck sweater. That was all I knit on that weekend. So I am so excited at how well I matched up the stripes on this one. It's pretty perfect. This colorway is Zombody's Going to Rhinebeck, and I knit these 2 at a time, and I just did the tubes, and then I went in and did a afterthought heel following the Kirby Wirby afterthought heel tutorial on YouTube. I'll link that down below for you guys. So these were a lot of fun as always. I love Susan's yarn. The sock blockers are from Burning Impressions. I'll be sure to link them down below. Love these wood sock blockers. So all right, now I'm gonna go grab the other finished object that I have. Here is my other finished object. So my Cozy Memories blanket is done. I cast this on in August of 2016. So this has been a very long work in progress, as I think most of them are, and most scrappy projects in general really are. But oh my goodness, you guys, it's done. The border is completely done. So I did an I-cord border on this. The pattern that I used, let's start there. The pattern that I used for the blanket itself is The Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray. And let me stand up and I'll give you a full shot of it, and then we'll talk more about details with it. So here it is. It is huge. There are 18 squares across this way, and then it's 26 squares long. So it's just massive, so big. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so that's the pattern that I followed. I did do a couple of different changes. I have a Ravelry project page that I'll link down below so you can kind of see. I have not a ton of notes on it, but I have a couple of notes about what I did. I used a 2.5 millimeter needle, and I cast on 40 stitches per square, so 20 each side. And I think there are like 468 squares or something crazy like that. It's so fun to look through this blanket. But once I finished it all, I did an I-cord border. I went and attached that around the edge, and I used Knit Pick Stroll fingering, just the white, for that, and used a 2.5 millimeter for the border as well. Let's see. For the border, I used less than 100 grams. I didn't weigh exactly because the Knit Pick Stroll fingering comes in 50 grams, and one I had used just a tiny bit out of already, so I don't think it was exactly 50, but I used all of what was left of that and then a little bit of another, so it was definitely less than 100 grams for that, just a little over 50 probably. And I did do a video tutorial that is up here on YouTube now. So I did a video tutorial on how I did the I-cord border on this. So I'll be sure to link that below if you guys are interested in that. You could use it on so many different things. I kind of did a little, actually it's right here, mug rug. So I just did 4 squares and did the border on that for the video so that I could show you guys. That's what I'm using today. That's what I have my coffee mug on. So trying to think if there are any more details. I feel like I could go on and on and on about this blanket. I could probably do a whole video on just this blanket. It's so fun to look through. Not all of these are from projects that I finished. Some of these were minis from friends, or a couple of them were minis that I bought. I tried not to really use minis that I purchased, but some of them were like No Makers, the little mini sets that I had purchased. And I had a set of minis from Maker's Haven that I put in here, but the majority of them are minis from friends or from projects that I finished. I actually have, let me find it. Okay, so that is yarn that was left from the very first pair of socks that I made Wyatt. That one right there. It was just a red heart sock yarn. I'm blanking on what the name of that yarn is, but that's what it was. I had purchased it either Joann's, Michael's maybe, somewhere like that. So yeah, that was the very first pair of socks that I made him, and that was the very first square that I did on this blanket. So it's so fun to have those memories and to be able to look through here and pick those out and be like, I remember making that pair of socks for him, especially the first pair, since he's so sock crazy. I don't know, I think that's just so special. So this is something that I'm hoping, I was feeling a little emotional the day that I finished it. I finished it on my birthday. So that was, I don't know, that was super fun too. That's when I wove in all of the ends. It was on September 15th on my birthday. And I was feeling a little emotional, not about my birthday because I don't really get emotional about my birthdays. I don't know. It hasn't hit me yet. Maybe it will someday. But I just feel blessed to be here for another year, to still be alive for another year. So I don't really get emotional and upset about my birthdays. But I got emotional, not upset, but I got emotional about finishing this. And I made sure to tell Eric, this, if something happens to me, this gets passed on to the kids. This goes to the kids. And eventually one day it will go to the kids. Probably Wyatt, since it has his yarn from his first pair of socks in here. This one will be Wyatt's. But I'm going to start another one for sure. Not immediately. I have over here in the bottom of this a big basket that I'm putting yarn in there after I finish a project. And that will get me started on the second one when I decide I'm ready to start on it. Right now I still have 2 other scrappy blankets going, so I'm hoping to finish those up. Or maybe not finish both of them, at least finish one of them before I start another Cozy Memory. All right, I think that's it for finished objects. Okay, now works in progress. I have 2, I think, to share with you guys today. Reach over here and grab one. So I have this one in a bag from the Fat Squirrel, fun little Harry Potter bag. And I cast on a pair of socks for Eric. So we went to the Diamondbacks baseball game this past Saturday evening, and I needed some socks to knit. So I started these when we got in our seats, because we got there early, and this is how far I have gotten. So Eric picked out this yarn. He hadn't worn his hand knit socks in quite a while, but he started wearing them again. I started noticing, as I would do laundry, there would be his hand knit socks in there, and I'm like, what is this? You haven't worn them in forever. So he's been wearing them again. So I said, that means you get a new pair since you've been wearing the other pairs that I've made you. So he came in here, I had him come in here and pick out the yarn that he wanted, and he picked this. This is Knit Picks Felici in the Steamer Trunk colorway. And that's as far as I got. I've worked on these just a little bit since the baseball game, but most of this was baseball game knitting. So I did 64 stitches on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. And these markers, I am marking every 10th row so that it's just easier to count and see how many rows I've done. For his socks, I'll probably do 60 some rows for the leg, I think. I think that'll work. And I did 20 rows for the cuff. I think it was 20 rows. I have a project page that has it on there. I can't remember if I did 20 or I don't think I did 25. But that's those. I'm going to hopefully get these to the heel. Or actually, I may just knit a tube on this and then put in an afterthought heel. That might work. Eric and I have been trying to do date nights on Fridays, and tomorrow we're going to see the new Joker movie. So I'm gonna need knitting for date night, movie night. I have this, and then I have my sock blank socks, so I could work on either one of those, I suppose. I just have to decide what I'm gonna do for the heel on this so that it is at a good spot. Okay, next one is actually in another Fat Squirrel bag. This is the library card bag, and I have my Rhinebeck sweater in here. What will hopefully be my Rhinebeck sweater, I can get on the ball and get it done. So I haven't worked on this in a little while, but because this was kind of the main thing that I focused on in Flagstaff, it's had a ton of progress. The yarn I'm using is, that's kind of a mess, but this is Miss Bab's Yowza in the Oyster colorway. Gorgeous gray. And the pattern I'm doing is the Cable Stayed Cardigan. I will link my project page below, which will have all of the pattern information. So look at this. Last time you guys saw this, I didn't have very much done past this neck. I was into the cables, but then I had the issue where I had not switched to the larger needle size, so I had to rip it back down to the ribbing and start again. Look how much progress I've made now. I have gotten a good bit done, but I still need to get some work done on it. I love these cables going down the back. My favorite part though are these cables that run down the side. And then the front, it decreases down to a point. I'm very happy with it. I did put it on waste yarn and try it on. I can probably try it on now and hopefully not lose any stitches. Cross your fingers. Okay, I'm good. All right, so I won't be able to pull it out because I don't have it on very long of a cable, but here is where it is at lengthwise. And that's my favorite part, where it comes down to a point right here and these two cables meet. So I'm hoping, we aren't sure if Austin has a basketball tournament this weekend. If he doesn't, this is going to be my main focus this weekend, is hopefully getting the body done and a sleeve started. That's the goal. It's gonna be so pretty. I'm hoping it doesn't block too big. I think it'll be okay though. The Yowza, it definitely grows, I've noticed that with my Memories cardigan, it definitely grew when I blocked it, and it grew like as I wore it, it just seemed to grow a little bit. So I'm hoping this doesn't block out way too crazy big, but I think it'll be all right. And I'm using my Knitter's Pride Zings, and I have them on a US 7 4.5 millimeter right now, which is what it called for the body. I have a million markers on here to mark all the different increases and decreases and everything that's going on, because it's the only way I can keep it straight. All right, so hopefully that'll get some work this weekend. It needs to, it really needs to, because I want to have it. I'm hoping it'll be cool enough to wear it on Saturday at the, at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. Fingers crossed. All right, that's it for works in progress. I have a couple of other things going, but some of them are designs and they're just not ready to be shown yet. And some other things just haven't had any work. I really want to try so hard. So I was watching Julie of Twin Stitches Designs podcast, and she talked about wanting to get all of her whips other than designs off of the needles and like start the new year fresh with no old whips on your needles. And I think that sounds amazing. So I really want to try to do that, to end the year with nothing on my needles. I don't have a ton of old whips, and my scrappy blankets won't count as getting those off the needles before the end of the year. But I have a couple of shawls I had started. Well, one's a design, and then I have the Oracle shawl I started that I have not worked on in forever. And then just some socks that I would love to get them off of my needles before the end of the year. So that's going to kind of be my goal. I'll go into the new year if I have some scrappy blankets on the needles, and designs, those are fine, but I really want to start the year fresh with nothing else on my needles. Julie has inspired me to do that. So hopefully I can be a little goal oriented with that and get it done. All right, so I haven't really received a ton in the mail. A couple of little things that I'll kind of show you as I use them. And then I did receive my October Yarnable box. So I talked about that. I did an unboxing for the September box, and I loved it so much. They sent me that to do an unboxing and a giveaway for that, and then I loved it so much I went and subscribed to Yarnable to start getting those boxes because it was so much fun. So what I'm going to do with that is do another unboxing video for the October box, and that'll hopefully go up next week. Signups are opening for the Yarnable boxes again. I believe it is October 9th through the 11th. I'm going to double check that really quick just to make sure I'm telling you correctly. Yes, it will open back up to new members October 9th through the 11th. It's a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'll put a link down below. It is an affiliate link. And what you can do now, what you can do now is follow that link and sign up, and then they'll notify you when the signups open. But I'll put that Yarnable unboxing for the October box up probably on the 9th. That way you can just go directly from that to sign up if you want. So yeah, I really enjoyed that September box, and I'm so excited I did a giveaway for that one, and I hope that the winner just loves that box as much as I have. So be sure to watch the other video with the prize winners if you entered to win that box. I think that wraps up the knitting for today. So just a little chatting about what's been going on. I feel like there's been so much since the last episode. I just haven't had time to record. That's why there's not been an episode. We've just been so busy. So I had my birthday, and Austin had his birthday. He's now a teenager. He is 13. Oh my goodness. And he had his yearly doctor's appointment, and he is now 5'9". He's almost 6 foot at 13. That's insane to me. I don't know how much like when boys stop growing, but I already like look up when I'm talking to him. It's crazy. So we both had great birthdays, and then I had the Mumford & Sons concert, which was my birthday gift from Eric. Our seats were so much better than I could have imagined they would be. They were great. We were kind of like right by the stage on the side. It was amazing. It was such a fun night. He was such a trooper because I was like a crazy person all day long. I was so excited. I'm obsessed with Mumford & Sons, which if you've been watching, you know that I am. But I just love them. I love their music. And I totally fangirled because I was excited about who was going to be their opening act, Gangs of Youth. I really like them as well. But then they announced that they couldn't make it because somebody in the band was sick or something. And they kind of hinted like, I don't know, you wouldn't have got it unless you were a crazy fan, but they said that this other group was going to be opening for them and it was their really good friends. And I was like, that was the name, like their nickname for their EP way back in the day. I think something's up. So I was a crazy person all day long, way excited to see what was going to happen. And they actually ended up coming out and opening for themselves, but in disguise. I think some people had zero clue that it was them. They came out, most of them were in like 80s style, like hair bands. They had wigs and crazy outfits. And one of them came out in like a T-Rex Halloween costume. They'd obviously been to a Halloween store that day. But yeah, I think some people around us had no clue it was them. And they were like, what is going on? Because they played just covers of other songs, older songs. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, like I said, Eric was a trooper. He's not a crazy Mumford fan. He likes their older stuff, but he was a trooper and stuck through it. And I had a great time. Let's see what else. I had the Flagstaff Knit Weekend. That was, of course, amazing. We spent the weekend knitting and chatting and eating and watching movies, and it was a lot of fun. We watched The Goonies and Hocus Pocus and Jumanji and Practical Magic and ate all the things and just knit. It was great. So great. I love when we do those knit weekends. It's an amazing group of ladies and we just have a great time. And that's when I got a lot of work on the Rhinebeck sweater. I feel like I need to go up there again this weekend so that maybe I can get it done before I leave. Also had a basketball tournament last weekend. They're looking great with his new team. He's moved up to the 7th grade team. I don't know if I've talked about that. He was on the 6th grade team. He's moved up to the 7th grade. He's really enjoying it. And he's been doing well with his orthotics. We got those and he's doing well with those. They're not hurting him. He's been wearing them. He had to kind of break them in at an hour each day that he was wearing them, and he's up to being able to wear them all day. Tonight he's actually going to do his first basketball practice. He hasn't done a game or a practice in them just yet, but tonight will be his first night doing that. So he's doing great. His heel is not bothering him anymore. He's just got to keep those orthotics in until it kind of corrects the way his feet turn. So yeah, that's been going good. Wyatt's been reading The Hunger Games, which makes me so excited that he's enjoying that. I loved those books when they came out. I loved the movies. So he finished there are 4, right? I'm totally blanking in this moment how many there are. I think there are 4, and he's read the first 3, and now the 4th one is, the library just emailed me and let me know that it is in. He had put it on hold at the library, so pretty sure there are 4. Whatever it is, the last book is at the library for us to go pick up. So he's really been enjoying that, and he's been watching, after he finishes a book, he watches the movie that goes with that one. So I'm glad he's been enjoying those because it's one of my favorite stories. One last double check of my show notes to make sure that I have not forgotten anything. I think we're good. So that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, thank you for watching. If you're a returning viewer, thank thank you so much for coming back each time to watch the podcast. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the new Fingerless mitt pattern. Spread the love. Be sure to head over. I'll put the links down below as well as the coupon code so you can get that at a discounted price this weekend. And I will see you guys again, hopefully within a week, hopefully before Rhinebeck. That's the plan anyways. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.